Coming up, the Board of Regents committed to more major funding for the university's student success programs. And later, another presidential hopeful, Elizabeth Warren, stops by the University of Iowa. See what she had to say to Hawkeyes on her way along the campaign trail.
I hope you like the prospect of stormy weather, and even if you don't, I've got you covered for today and the next 5.
Today in sports, we dive into the achievements of swimming coach Mark Long.
And baseball is off to a hot start in their fall ball season.
More for you in just a few.
All that and more coming up on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm John Chenoweth. We have a breaking news update on the Hawkeye marching band abuse allegations. Hawkeye band members reported harassment by Ames residents and students during the Cy-Hawk game on Facebook. The post details both verbal and physical abuse the band experienced during the game on Saturday, including slapping, shoving, grabbing, and throwing bottles. The post also claims a band member suffered broken ribs from the incidents. These reports come shortly after Iowa Athletics Director Gary Barta ended investigations of the harassment. The Iowa State Board of Regents met on Thursday, where they approved funding an additional $18 million for student success initiatives. Daily Iowa News reporter Kelsey Harrell was at the meeting, and we have her here now to tell us more. Kelsey, what were your takeaways from their last meeting?
Hi, John. So in addition to approving additional funding for the universities, the Board of Regents also approved the demolition of Seashore Hall as well as the Communication Center, which used to house the Daily Iowan. And they also approved a new bachelor's degree in screenwriting arts that will begin in January, as well as they approved the Pennacrest renovation project that will see restorations for McBride, McLean, and Jessup Halls. Now back to you.
Thank you, Kelsey. You can read more about yesterday's Board of Regents meeting in today's paper edition of the Daily Iowan. So this morning I woke up about 5 a.m. I was reading the dictionary as I usually do, just trying to come up with some new words. But I was interrupted by some thunder. So I'm just hoping that Cadell maybe can tell us that there's not going to be any more thunder the rest of the week, but we'll see what he has to say. Cadell?
I hope my earlier warnings were taken to heart because we may be starting off today with scattered thunderstorms at 30%, with temps reaching up into the mid-80s. Thunderstorm chances continue into the evening with temperatures dipping down into the low 70s. Looking ahead into the extended forecast, this isn't going to be a good weekend to pretend tailgate. On Saturday, we have a 60% chance of longer thunderstorms with temperatures hovering between the low 80s and upper 60s. As you can see, that trend of thunderstorms continues into Sunday, and then will cool down some, likely somewhere between the low 70s and mid 50s. As far as Monday and Tuesday, I'm looking forward to some improvement in the weather to get you started out on the right foot for the coming week. As far as the sky concerned, this weekend is probably one of the better ones to have a bye. John, back to you.
Thank you, Cadell. With the 2020 election right around the corner, Iowa City continues to host potential presidential hopefuls. Democratic Senator and candidate Elizabeth Warren spoke at the IMU last night while campaigning throughout the state. She touched upon many issues, including her stance on the current job climate in America.
And that one central question was what's happening to working families in America? Why is it that people who work every bit as hard as my mother worked 2 generations ago find the path so much rockier and steeper today?
The College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is restructuring dean positions, spreading responsibilities amongst a larger leadership team. The college's workload will be split amongst 6 associate deans, making it easier for management to focus both on day-to-day operation and long-term goals. 4 new positions were introduced, including associate deans in strategic initiatives, arts and humanities, as well as natural, mathematic, and social sciences. The reevaluation of positions comes fresh off the heels of an enrollment spike for fall 2019, with 108 more students than seen in 2018. Current Dean Steve Goddard claims the expanded positions will help promote diversity and inclusion throughout the college, something that has been of concern amongst the university since Executive Director of Diversity, Equity, and Achievement DeJuan Wilson's registration in August. So obviously last weekend, Iowa beat Iowa State. I don't know how many times I can say it, but we beat them. We have a bye week this week for Hawkeye football, but it's in the sports studio. We're going to talk about some swimming and some baseball, so let's toss it over and see what they have to say.
Thanks, John. It might be a bye week for football, but Hawkeye sports are still buzzing with excitement.
Iowa swimming head coach Mark Long was named into the National Iowa Varsity Athletic Club Hall of Fame.
He was inducted for his decorated swimming career here at Iowa in the 80s, which included a U.S. National Championship.
Here's what Coach had to say on the honor.
For me, it's very humbling to be recognized that way, and I'm very appreciative of everything I was given here. And again, all the people that sacrificed things to help me get there. So I think that's really what it's about. It's about all these people that helped me get there. Of course, it's outstanding, to be recognized like that. I'd be lying if I wasn't. But my family, my sister texted me, I think, the Monday morning, like, "Is your head fit through the door now?" I think. So you get, it's the real thing for me is yes, it's outstanding, and I have so much respect for this university and really appreciate that recognition. But my passion now is to make sure, again, these young people here can have the experience they need to, maybe be in the same position someday.
We will have to wait and see if he is able to coach a few Hall of Famers.
Jumping out of the pool and onto the field, Iowa baseball is in the midst of their fall ball season.
And pitching is a priority for the Red Hawk Hawkeye baseball team.
We have baseball beat reporter Kimberly Bates in the newsroom with more on the Hawkeye Arms this season.
Good morning, guys. So last week on Friday, the Hawkeyes opened up their fall ball season against the Ontario Blue Jays. They played 14 innings, and through those 14 innings, they cycled through 14 different pitchers. We saw really great performances from Duncan Davitt, Trenton Wallace, Trace Hoffman, Grant Leonard, and Ben Butel. So obviously our pitching is really great so far this season. Grant Judkins, however, last year led Iowa and ranked 7 in the Big Ten with a 2.72 ERA. So we're expecting a really great senior season from him this year. And he also had the team best for batting average against. And then with the 2019-2020 season coming up, hopefully we're going to see a return of Jack Dreyer because he was obviously a really good asset to the team, but he got hurt last season. So he's getting healed and he's coming back. So 2019-2020 season is looking up for baseball pitching. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kim. You can catch Hawkeye baseball tonight at Banks Field for their Scout Day.
Also this weekend, we have another Cy-Hawk matchup when Iowa Volleyball hosts Iowa State at Carver on Saturday.
That's right, Tanner. Here's what head coach Vicki Brown had to say ahead of the matchup.
Power is our growth in establishing Courtney Bizzario, and then also our middles in Amaya and Hannah. But then also our outsides have been continuously adding different shots into their game resume. And so just putting those things together, and then Brior has always been our balance when it comes to offense. So just maintaining that balanced offense, and then defensively just really being pressed and stop and just making plays as much that falls within our grit mentality for defense.
The rematch is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
That's all we have for you today.
Be sure to come back next week for more news about your favorite Hawkeye sports.
John, back to you.
Thank you, Tanner and Riley. Aliens and humans alike will be celebrating as the Storm Area 51 Facebook event that gained the attention of millions is set to take place today. As Nevada residents prepare to host those making the trip, Area 51 employees will be on high alert. Locals and businesses in the surrounding areas are hoping to take advantage of the influx of travelers by organizing parties and concerts centered around the event. Whether or not any government secrets will be leaked the day will surely be out of this world. And obviously, if I could be there, I would. But that's all we have for you today on this Friday morning edition of DITV News. Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. If that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now. For DITV News, I'm John Chenoweth. Have a great day, Iowa City.